Okay, hi everyone. So this is actually my fourth or fifth time trying to get this right, but I actually think that this is the right setting. So if you guys would allow me to take a minute to introduce myself. And my name is Jasmine Hunt, and I am a wellness educator, yoga instructor, and a diversity practitioner. That is what I do as a career and as a passion of mine. And I'm really excited to really just start this channel because it's been something I've been wanting to do for a really long time. I have wanted to have a YouTube channel since I was in my teens, and I think that I've come to peace and come to realize that in order to have a really effective lifestyle and system and time to really invest in and kind of share insight and open up about certain topics, you really have to get to a place where you have addressed, you have done inventory, you have had healing and a practice around some of those experiences. So I think it's an internal practice, and it's something that what I'm really trying to say is that I was going through a lot of the very experiences that I wanted to talk about. And I think nowadays a lot of people put themselves out there before they really heal. And I think I am proud of myself for really holding space and giving myself the time to experience those things. Me going through this life as a Black and brown or Black and Asian individual, as a woman, as a millennial, I feel like there's all these different identities and there's so much intersectionality in the person that I am. I just really honor all of those experiences and feel much more empowered and much more ready to just share. And this channel is essentially going to be that. I just moved about a little over a year ago, and I have really wanted a space to also film. I didn't have that before. And so I'm really blessed to be able to kind of share more about my life and a little bit more into kind of the work and the role that I feel I play and just my journey in leadership. I think I have the ability to provide people with tangible resources that can really help them streamline or kind of overcome hurdles or mental blocks in a more effective way that is sustainable and not just putting a band-aid on things. From a mental health aspect, I think that's one of the biggest topics I'll be sharing about wellness, also yoga, ways in which I kind of start my mornings, also talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. As a practitioner, that's really important, and that's a passion of mine that I really feel deeply connected to. There was a time when I wasn't always empowered. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background, I guess I can start with kind of where a lot of journeys started, which is in 2020. I have been through, as a woman in the workplace and as a multi-ethnic woman, I never had a rule book or a playbook on how to navigate certain things. I have been in situations where I have been gaslit, where I've been mismentored, where I have gone through racism, where people have tried taking credit for my work. In order to really be a champion for change and to be able to raise vibration, you have to really be able to look people in the eye and tell them what you think needs to shift. To be able to tell them what is going on in your mind or what's been impacting you, to me, has been always something I've struggled with. It could be cultural, it could be personality, it could be my experiences, it could also be trauma, which plays a major role in the way we make our decisions and the way that we show up in certain spaces. I'm in a place now where I have really had to complete inventory on self, work on self, really look at the parts that I did not want to see before. And that's why I feel more inspired to share this, because if there's anyone out there who is struggling with similar ways of navigating their career, what kind of wellness or health related practices should they be implementing? What are the factors that they're not considering when they're looking at their career or at relationships? How can they bring more inclusion into their life or diversity and bring more cultural competence into their own practice? It's really interconnected, and I think, as I mentioned, I wasn't always empowered. But in order to create effective change, you really have to look at self. You really have to find your voice. You really have to do the work. The only reason why I'm here in this life, in this purpose, in this world, is to really find my gift, hone in on it, share it, and uplift others through this process. And I believe that I have found a dharma, and that dharma for me is wellness and diversity. And that just speaks to my whole existence as a human being. I have had so many struggles in the past where I have had affliction in my body, in my mind, in my soul, in my spirit. And these afflictions come from trauma, they come from challenges, they come from an inability to address, an inability to have access to the right kind of knowledge, the right kind of people. Even with therapy, I think that for me, I had to go out and seek a specifically therapist that have had my walk. Working with a Black practitioner, working with the Southeast practitioner was really important to me. And that was outside the healthcare system. It's really finding nuanced ways and being honest with self and finding the solution that is integrative to your life. Finding and pinpointing root cause. My hope is that I can share all of this benefit with you guys. You know, if you like what you're hearing, you know what they say, like and subscribe. I'm in this journey. This is really a love letter to myself. At the end of the day, we are one. We are all really connected, and I'm actually doing this as an ode and a way to kind of honor all of my experiences. And hopefully you guys will join me in this journey, and you guys will take something that can be beneficial to you or your family. I think about parents sometimes. I'm not a parent myself, but I really would like to help those who have multi-ethnic children. How can you best support them? How can you encourage them? How can you empower them? How can you help to keep them in the right structures and help them find the right systems and put the right mechanisms in place for them to be successful, to thrive, whatever their definition of success is. I think I have a very specific experience being half Filipino and specifically half Black. That is very nuanced, and there's a lot of different cultural aspects and challenges that we really should be unpacking as a society and as a people, and just learning. Even if you don't identify or look like me, I welcome you. I feel that there's so much to learn. You know, bring more belonging into your own family, in your household, in your community, in your workspace. That's what this is really all about. Seeing the impact you make and not being afraid to speak up and use your voice. I think that in order to be empowered, you have to affirm yourself. There has to be an addressing and an identity and an understanding around, you know, the inventory, what has taken place to you, a remembrance of what happened to you from the time you were born. All those things impact how you show up. I want to help us unpack and sort of, let's rewind. Let's talk and share stories and really just sort of build this community, an action-oriented community that is of learning and is of self-love and of growth. I hope that, you know, you will see some results in your own life and outcomes. If you like what you're hearing, you know, stick with it. I hope to see you guys in the future. If you want to follow me or learn more about my business, visit lifeonamat.com, or you can follow me at I am Jasmine Hunt on all major platforms. Let's do it. I'm going to share, you know, cooking, yoga, diversity. We're going to talk about culture. We're going to share stories and just really be immersed in a new wave. You guys thought I was leaving, but I actually want to share with you guys one recipe that I think you'll really love. But first, let me show you what I'm taking a sip of. I have made a turmeric tea. I bought just some turmeric powder. It's just 100% turmeric. It's really good for inflammation, and I like to start my mornings off this way because I really get a lot of the health benefits up front first thing in the morning. Then I added a little bit of bee pollen. My mom got this in Florida, so I just add a few sprinkles of the bee pollen because it's good for immunity. And then we're running out of our Texas raw and unfiltered honey with a little bit of lemon all together, and it just tastes really good. Ooh, very hot, but very good. Lemon is very good for you. Honey is very good for you. It's all about immunity and just keeping yourself as strong as possible first thing in the morning. Last night we did a little bit of a grocery haul. This is one of my favorite brands. I love, wrong brand. This one, Purely Elizabeth. So I love hers because she actually has a gluten-free vegan granola, and this one is blueberry hemp. I love dried blueberry. I don't know, I love any kind of berry. I think it's always really good to add for a crunch on top of your yogurt. And then I got her oatmeal. So these are the classic cinnamon. I do work remotely, so having oatmeal in the morning first thing is always really beneficial and is such a time saver because it doesn't take very long to make. And then I actually do love this brand as well. I've had this a couple of times. I think it's called Sahel Snacks. These are also maple pecan and glazed. They are gluten-free, and I think that they're really tasty, but I don't add too much, just to kind of keep a little bit of the sugar at bay. So we got this on sale as well at Sprouts. We got Kite Hill. This is an almond milk yogurt, which is a great alternative. It's dairy free, and I am an almond milk drinker at home, so I always love to have just more dairy alternatives. So what I'm gonna do is actually just put a little bit of yogurt on top. And actually I can take this and pour it right on top. And sometimes I make this for me and my partner. Actually, let's do a little bit more because I'm sure he's gonna want a little bite. This is just a little bit of what I put on it is chia seeds. It's really good. It's a nice topping to add to like your smoothies. This is a lightly sweetened coconut milk from Thai Kitchen. Just add a little bit on top. And these bowls are the best bowls. Having like a good wooden bowl is really, really nice. Kind of gives you that island vibe without having to actually be there. Next thing I add is a little bit of cacao powder. And this one was from Bob's Bread Mill. You guys might be familiar with that if you guys use a lot of his flour products. And then I like to add a little bit of cacao on top. I don't know if you guys ever saw that show called Portlandia, the joke about cacao. Anyway, I mix this in. So I'm just gonna mix the flavors together. Got the chia seeds. And this is just kind of like what I like to do. And this can be used also as a dessert instead of like breakfast. And I'm gonna take the granola and just put a little bit on top. And it's really good. So I'm gonna just put it there. Also gonna add a little bit of my maple pecans and cashews and cherries and apples. So that goes on the side. All about just adding what you like and what feels right to you. So then I usually take strawberries and just wash them in the sink, fresh, and I just start to kind of put them on the side. Very quick. And if you're also someone who, you know, has to wake up really early and work in the morning, you can actually make all of these, kind of like when you meal prep. You can put all of this into a container ahead of time and then just scoop it and then plop them in. And then I do have some blueberries I'm gonna add on the side because it's always really good. A little bit of coconut sugar. This one's also from Bob's Bread Mill. Really good. I am a sweet tooth a little bit, so nothing wrong with that. Just putting a little bit on the top. Last but not least, I do like that look of chia seeds on top, so I'm gonna add a little bit more right here on the side. Nice and beautiful and imperfect and delicious. And I know you probably have seen this 1,000 times, but since this is my first episode on my YouTube channel, I wanted to just show you a little something of what I like to make in the kitchen. And it's really beautiful, like I said, imperfect, but powerful for your day. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And again, subscribe, like. I'll see you guys in another video. A little chia seed, a little strawberry. I hope to see you guys in the future, okay? Have a good time.